So what kind of change does this patch make in your body? Well, it activates a peptide, GHK copper peptide in your body. And that is a very powerful peptide. In fact, if you've been on some of these calls, most Thursdays, Dr. Patty MD is on our calls, and she is an integrative doctor, regenerative doctor. So her job is to regenerate the old to the young, right? Who doesn't want to regenerate? And she used to inject her patients with GHK copper peptide. She would send them home with these little tiny shots, and they would inject their stomach with a little GHK copper peptide because she knew it was such a regenerative peptide. So let's go look real quick to see what GHK copper peptide really does to the body. And for many of you researchers, you will want to write this down and look later. It's startx39now.com. Let me say that again. Startx39now.com. And I'm going to show you real quick what GHK copper peptide really does to the body. And we're going to go ahead and share screen. And so this is the site that I'd like you to go to. And by the way, it is in a couple different languages. So if you are Deutsch, Chinese, or Spanish, you can have even the videos in that language to follow along. I'm super proud of that. French is coming soon. And if you go down to this tab, it's called Age Reversal with GHK, and you click on it. You will see all the great things it does. Look what it does to skin and hair. It reduces fine lines, depth of wrinkles, and overall appearance. It increases hair growth. It accelerates wound healing. And that's because GHK really helps to build collagen again. And we know as practitioners that collagen is really the connective tissue in your whole entire body. And as we age, guess what happens? It goes down, and we want it to increase. The other pieces that GHK copper peptide do is it's an anti-cancer action. Look at that, reduces number one molecule for metastatic. It also helps with programmed cell death. It also repairs DNA. It also inhibits NFKB, a growth factor. It's very interesting, right? Lung protection. It protects the lungs. Chronic obstruction of pulmonary disease. Restores healthy function. Wow. Antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. It increases SOD activity, superoxide dismutase. Superoxide dismutase is the molecule that goes after those little free radicals that do all the damage in your body. It's like the yuck in your body, like the exhaust. You know, when cars run and you have the exhaust, when our bodies run, our exhaust is free radicals. And superoxide dismutase eats all of that. So that's very, very good for keeping you in a regenerative way. Helps with brain and nerve. And also, this is the exciting part too. I love this. It helps with stem cells and other actions. It helps with the MCS stem cells and those kinds of stem cells. You ready for this? Dr. Patty explained this last week, and you can listen to her in our Be Activating practitioner team telegram. Actually, I don't think it's called Be Activating. I think it's just called practitioner team telegram. And you can get to that telegram at startx39biz, that's startx39biz.com. And you go into the tab of 14 steps to success. And then you can see the tab, I think it's tab 5, join Telegram. And that's where you can join all these wonderful telegrams where all these recordings are located, like this one, and this is where Dr. Patty would be also talking about what an MCS stem cell is. And I'm just making sure I'm in the right step. Yeah, it's tab number 5, join Telegram. Okay, so that's where you would find all these recordings. So you can take notes to that as well. So what does that mean exactly? Well, an MCS stem cell is very exciting. These are stem cells that have the unique ability to turn into whatever cell your body needs for repair. Let's say that one again. MCS stem cells have the unique ability to change into whatever cell your body needs for repair. Stem cells are changeable. Isn't that amazing when you really think about it? We actually have cells in our body that are changeable. Most cells are your hair cells, your skin cells, your connective tissue cells, your cartilage cells. But stem cells can march in your body and go, whoa, you got a problem here. I'm going to change into the cell that you need to fix it. Isn't that unique and special? So let's think about that. Did you know that by the age of 30, you have lost 50% of your stem cell activity? By the age of 60, you've lost almost all of it. So let's think about that. What does it mean if stem cells are changeable and they can change into whatever cell your body needs to repair, but most of them go dormant by the time you're 60? Does that make sense to you why we keep aging and we don't repair anymore? Okay, well, let's have a real life example. Raise your hand if you had gray hair when you were 20. I don't see any hands raised. There's one. Okay, 1 out of 115. Okay, raise your hand if you had wrinkles at age 20. You know what I mean. I don't mean the smile line. I mean the forehead stuff, right? No. And did you have the chronic issue at 20 that you have today? Think about that. Did you? I sure didn't have breast cancer when I was 20. I was perfect. In fact, what issues did we have when we were 20? Like, what are we going to do tonight to play? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, life was so easy back then, and yet we thought it was so hard, right? So what happens if we could just regenerate, as Dr. Patty, reversed our time and repair like we're 20? Would we do it again? Well, I said yes, because the idea of regenerating back to the age of 20 was fascinating to me. And in fact, that's what David Schmidt, the owner, inventor, and CEO, is all about. Regeneration and repair, longevity and youth, how to live longer and be youthful in living longer, right? I mean, if you could be 100 and look and feel like you're 20, would you say yes? Let's say that again. If you were 100, but you looked and felt like 20, would that be a good thing? It wouldn't be a good thing. Thank you. Come on, you guys. Like, yes, who wouldn't want to do that, right? Like, sometimes I think we've just gotten so programmed that it's okay to get old. It's okay to have all those issues. It's okay to hurt all day long. It's okay not to sleep well. It's okay to urinate all through the night. It's not okay. We don't have to do that anymore. Let's make change for all of us. So that's kind of when Dr. Rhonda Donahue came knocking on my door. I was sitting in a lazy boy chair with a second reoccurrence of breast cancer, and I was checking out, right? I was done. And she brought me 10 of these, and she told me what I just told you. And I looked at her and I literally laughed in her face, because she told me that this was that powerful. And then you know what she said to me? She says, what do you have to lose? You're sitting in a lazy boy chair. Is this really going to be your life? And I looked at her and she goes, and it's a gift. Like, why wouldn't you put it on? I'm giving them to you. I said, okay, you're right. And I did. I put it right below the back of my neck, and I wore it 12 hours on to activate and repair, and 12 hours off. She said, that's the only rule, Marci. Your whole body's light. You can really wear it anywhere. The only rule is 12 hours on and 12 hours off. And why is it that rule? Because we are light, we are signal based. And if you wear it 24 hours over and over and over again, your body gets used to the light and it doesn't work so well. So the only rule is 12 hours on and 12 hours off. Well, the first 2 days, the taste of chemo metal came out of my mouth. chemo must have a lot of metals in it, because I did it for 9 months. I was done with chemo, but the patch just brought this horrible taste down in my mouth. I remember telling my husband, if my mouth is going to taste like this, I don't know if I can do these patches. And he said, just keep wearing them. It's okay. And in 2 days, the taste was gone. It took it all out. It was like crazy. And then by day 5, my skin got super soft. I remember going to my favorite pharmacy, like my friend, she owns it in Newport Beach, and we're friends. And I ran into her to give her some of these. And I said, feel my finger right there. It's so soft. Like, it was so soft right there. You know what I mean? Like, it was the only place that I was really noticing it. And she's like, she feels it. She's like, oh, it is so soft. Anyway, it was fun, right? And then by day 10, I just felt 20 again. I felt like living. I didn't feel like dying. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I have been in remission now for 1.5 years. Pretty cool. I live a really normal life now. And I'm really excited about that. And I feel great. And I got out of the lazy boy chair. And guess what I did? I started making a list to share it with everybody, because I knew we could help so many people. And today we've helped 40,000 people. And we have doctors now that are looking at the research and saying this is real. The research is real. Light is real. We have cold laser red light in physical therapy offices now. We have what is that? The saunas, the infrared saunas now. Like, people see it. I mean, people like Dr. Patty, an MD in regenerative medicine, said to me, wow, with, what did she say? I look at 2 things. Is it effective? And is there a harm? And she says, it's effective and no harm. She's like, I'm in. And she changed. She started having her patients all do the X39 to activate their GHK copper peptide and their stem cell activation through the patch. She does not have her patients do little shots of GHK in their belly anymore. Isn't that great? What a great way of activating your body non-invasively. So this is the X39 stem cell activation patch.